I think, I think God responds all the time. And to be glib, I think sometimes the response is no. That a lot of times people really want something, and really sometimes it's not in their best interest, to get what they want. I know my children growing up, sometimes they wanted something, and really the best thing for them would be not to get the thing, and if they got it, they got bored of it right away anyway. So it really wasn't that essential. I think in terms of trying to understand how God answers our prayers, is really connects back to evil. That really, it comes back to what are our expectations of life, what are our expectations of reality. And today, in today's world, we want everything planned out. We want to plan our life. We want to direct our details. We want, I made a plan, I decided what to do, I put all the pieces together, and this is how life's gonna turn out. And I kind of direct life. And if things don't go according to my direction, the way that I planned it out on a piece of paper, and the way that I decided things should go, I get upset with the powers that be, with God, with some larger director, because what I intended didn't happen. But if we take a step back and we accept the fact that people are going to get sick, and people are going to die, and that the world is going to function in a totally different way that I may expect or believe, then God's always listening to our prayers. I was on a plane about a month ago. We flew from Israel to America, and we were over Iceland, and the pilot said, "We lost an engine, and it's time for us to turn around. We're going to go to England, we're going to stop in England for the evening, and then we'll see what we can do with you guys." And we start flying back to England, 2 hours. They say, "Okay, we've decided to go back to Israel." And we flew back to Israel. So we were 12 hours in a plane, and we didn't go anywhere. We left Tel Aviv, and 12 hours later we came back to Tel Aviv. And people were going crazy. The whole plane was furious. They were yelling at the stewardesses. They were ripping their hairs out. I have to get here, I have to get there. This is not what I paid good money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure there were people that said, "Well, God's not listening to me. I needed to do this, and what happened? Where's God?" I was like, listen, the plane's turning around. Thank God, they lost an engine. They only lost one. They're not 2 or 3. We're not going into the water. We're turning around anyway. Getting upset about it, getting angry about it, there's not really anything we can do about it. But if we kind of accept it with kind of a smile, and this is we get another day in Tel Aviv, we're going to go to a hotel on El Al's dime, and we're going to get a good meal, and you get a nice bed, and if someone said, "Hey, how would you like to fly to Israel and sleep in a hotel for an evening?" Would you say, "No, I don't want to go"? Or you're like, "I'm upset, I don't want to go"? You say, "Yeah, oh wow, that's so exciting." It's just the fact that this offer wasn't made in a way that you could plan it out. But if you could plan it out, you'd say it's amazing. So I think that metaphor is really in life in general, that God's always listening to you, and He's always answering your prayers. It's just a question of whether a person has the perception, and I think the acceptance and the faith that everything works out the way it's supposed to work out. Just not maybe worked out the way you planned.
If you like that video, hit the subscribe button and notification bell below for hours of the best Jewish content online.